Welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to read a book. That's correct. So we have Man's Search for Meaning. Hope you will like this video, and if you want to know more, if you want to see more videos like this, then you are most welcome. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel. So first we are going to start this video. That's a Man's Search for Meaning. So let's get started. This is quite interesting book and we're going to see many new things. So we are going to start from this experiences in a concentration camp. So this book does not claim to be an account of facts and events, but of personal experiences which millions of prisoners have suffered time and again. It is the inside story of a concentration camp told by one of its survivors. This tale is not concerned with the great horrors which have already been described often enough, but with the multitude of small moments. In other words, it will try to answer these questions. How was everyday life in concentration camp reflected in the mind of average prisoner? Most of the events described here did not take place in a large and famous camps, but in the small ones where most of the real extermination took place. The story is not about the suffering and death of great heroes, martyrs, nor is it about the prominent capos, prisoners who acted as trustee, having special privileges, or well-known prisoner. Thus, it is not so much concerned with the sufferings of the mighty, but with the sacrifices, the crucifixion, and the deaths of the great army of unknown and unrecorded victims. It was these common prisoners who bore no distinguishing marks on their sleeves whom the capos really despised, while these ordinary prisoners had little or nothing to eat. The capos were never hungry. In fact, many of the capos fared better in the camp than they had in their entire lives. Often, they were harder on the prisoners than were the guards, and beat them more cruelly than the SS men did. These capos, of course, were chosen only from those prisoners whose characters promised to make them suitable for such procedures, and if they did not comply with what was expected of them, they were immediately demoted. They soon became much like the SS men and the camp wardens, and may be judged on a similar psychological basis. It is easy for the outsider to get the wrong conception of camp life, a conception mingled with sentiment and pity. Little does he know of the hard fight for their existence which raged among the prisoners. This was an unrelenting struggle for daily bread and for life itself, for one's own sake or for that of a good friend. Let us take the case of the transport which was officially announced to transfer a certain number of prisoners to another camp, but it was fairly safe guess that its final destination would be the gas chambers. A selection of sick or feeble prisoners incapable of work would be sent to the one of the big central camps which were fitted with gas chambers and crematoriums. The selection process was the simple signal for the free fight among all the prisoners, or of a group against group. All that mattered was that one's own name and that of one's friend were crossed off the list of victims, though everyone knew that for each man saved another victim had to be found. A definite number of prisoners had to go with each transport. It did not really matter which, since each of them was nothing but a number. On their admission to the camp, all their documents had been taken from them, together with their other possessions. Each prisoner, therefore, had an opportunity to claim a fictitious name or profession, and for various reasons many did this. The authorities were interested only in the captives' number. These numbers were often tattooed on their skin and also had to be sewn to a certain spot on the trousers, jacket or coat. Any guard who wanted to make a charge against a prisoner just glanced at his number. He never asked for his name. To return to the convo about to depart, there was neither time nor desire to consider moral or ethical issues. Every man was controlled by one thought only: to keep himself alive, for the family waiting for him at home, and to save his friends. With no hesitation, therefore, he would arrange for another prisoner, another number, to take his place in the transport. As I have already mentioned, the process of selecting capos was a negative one. Only the most brutal of the prisoners were chosen for the job, but apart from the selection of the capos, which was undertaken by the SS, there was a sort of self-selecting process going on the whole time among all of the prisoners. On the average, only those prisoners could keep alive who, after years of trekking from camp to camp, had lost all scruples in their fight for existence. They were prepared to use every means, honest and otherwise, even brutal force, theft and betrayal of their friends, in order to save themselves. We, who have come back by the aid of many lucky chances of miracles, whatever one may choose to call them, we know the best of us did not return. Many factual accounts about concentration camps are already on record. Here, facts will be significant only as far as they are part of man's experience. It is the exact nature of these experiences that the following essay will attempt to describe for those who have been inmates in a camp. It will attempt to explain their experiences in the light of present day knowledge, and for those who have never been inside, it may help them to comprehend and, above all, to understand the experience of that only too small percentage of prisoners who survived and who now find life very difficult. These former prisoners often say, "We dislike talking about our experiences." No explanation are needed for those who have been inside, and the others will understand neither how we felt then nor how we feel now.